We have joined with a number of groups, a coalition of groups throughout British Columbia. Most people believe, most British Columbians believe, that we have a tanker ban in place on the coast of British Columbia. But we've been seeing it chipped away steadily because the pipeline, the Kinder Morgan pipeline that runs from the Athabasca tar sands to Vancouver, used to have more refineries, used to do more refining at that port, but has, by stealth, been increasing the number of crude oil tankers passing through some of the most treacherous passages and sensitive waters of the BC coastline, right through the Juan de Fuca Straits and very close to where I reside in southern Vancouver Island, and potential impacts for the Gulf Islands and southern Vancouver Island could be severe. We are calling for other parties to join us in a legislated tanker ban that would preclude any crude oil tankers moving up and down the BC coast. Aujourd'hui, en exigeant pour un moratoire absolu contre les pétrolières de longue pour conduire l'huile de la tar sands des bitumineux d'Athabasca de le port de Vancouver à la Chine. Maintenant, il y a plus de 2 pétrolières de longue par semaine et il y a les plans pour plus que ça. Je suis très heureuse que mon chef adjoint de Colombie-Britannique, Adriane Carr, était aussi ici avec moi avec les nouvelles et les autres informations. Adriane, would you join me here?
Absolutely.
And you can explain the banner.
Thanks very much, Elizabeth, et merci beaucoup à tous d'être ici. The banner I received in the harbor of Vancouver at a rally that took place last month. The rally was really developed by citizens who had discovered on their own that tankers were leaving the inner harbor of Vancouver, passing under what is the riskiest passage for any oil tankers in the world, the Second Narrows, through the harbor, under the Lionsgate Bridge and Stanley Park, past the Gulf Islands, Victoria, on their way to California and China, carrying crude oil from the Athabasca tar sands. Nobody had really known about this until a few months ago. These people were in their offices with binoculars and saw these ships that they didn't understand could be oil tankers, but were indeed oil tankers. 2 a week leave the Vancouver harbor at the present day. Those citizens formed a group called No Tanks, held a rally, and I was one of the recipients of this banner to bring to Ottawa with their message that they do not want an oil port on the west coast of Vancouver Island. They do not want oil tankers, crude oil tankers on the coast of BC, neither north coast nor south coast. Just to paint a picture for you, the tankers that are now leaving the inner harbor at the terminal, the Westridge terminal of Kinder Morgan, are 2 types, 500,000 barrel tankers and 700,000 barrel tankers. They have to negotiate quite a turn out of the terminal at Westridge. They pass under a railway bridge. That railway bridge is right adjacent to the Iron Workers Memorial Bridge at Second Narrows. It is so shallow, so narrow, that in fact these tankers can only leave at high tide, and at high tide the amount of water is less than 2 meters under the keel of those ships. There is less than 25 meters on either side to the bridge abutments. This is a very, very risky situation. And I think Canadians know that accidents happen, and they don't want a Gulf of Mexico in Vancouver. They don't want an Exxon Valdez in the Gulf of Mexico. Accidents happen because of human error. There have been double-hulled tankers carrying crude oil. Everybody thinks double-hulled tankers are safe, but the accidents happen due to human error, barges or other tankers plowing into them. And Port of Vancouver is a busy port. I think Vancouverites, British Columbians, Canadians would be appalled to think by stealth Vancouver has become a tar sands oil port. Plans by Kinder Morgan are to up to quintuple the number of tankers that would leave the Vancouver harbor by 2016. That would be 10 tankers a week. That's over double the planned number of tankers that would be leaving if plans go through, which the Green Party absolutely stands with First Nations, communities in BC, and citizens to say no to in terms of the development of the Kitimat or oil port. But Vancouver, the South Coast, everything we love about West Coast life and our economy is at risk if there is a spill, and that spill risk increases with the plans that are underway.
On doit seulement un peu résumer en français encore que Kinder Morgan propose de quintupler les pétrolières de sable bitumineux dans le havre de Vancouver. C'est une grande menace pour l'écosystème-là, c'est plus dangereux. Et maintenant, dans l'envie de Parti vert du Canada, ce n'est pas dans l'intérêt de tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes, mais particulièrement pour les gens de Colombie-Britannique, qui ont pensé pour beaucoup des années, c'est depuis 3 décennies que nous n'avons pas les pétrolières sur la côte de Colombie-Britannique. Mais maintenant, par décision, par débat public, nous avons la croissance des voyages, la circulation des pétrolières dans l'arbre de Vancouver, et c'est trop dangereux. We are calling for a legislated ban for all tankers with crude oil exports. They should all be banned. We need it to protect the coast from Kitimat, where there's a proposal for an Enbridge port, right down to Vancouver, where we are now seeing an increase in crude oil tankers taking product from the Athabasca tar sands to other ports without the public being aware of it, and in violation of a tanker ban that was put in place in 1973. That ban needs to be legislated. It needs to be coast-wide, and we applaud those other members of Parliament who participated in the rally that took place in Vancouver, where this banner was put forward. We bring this banner to Ottawa with a strong message to the Harper government. The moratorium that was put in place, the tanker ban, was not voluntary, in quotes, as Christian Parody has described it. It was put in place in 1972 in order to protect the BC coast from oil and gas. No tanks. That line holds. British Columbians say no tanks. And we want to have that legislated moratorium clearly put forward. We call on Liberals, New Democrats, and the Bloc to join us in protecting the British Columbia coast. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Anyway, no questions. Nobody here to ask questions. Are there any questions? I should check. No, everyone's very well satisfied. I'm glad you were all able to fit in. Thank you very much for being here.